TF2's in the news and everybody's getting it wrong. Let's talk about it. Team Fortress Classic and Open Fortress, two of the larger Team Fortress source mods out in the community, have been officially DMCA'd by Valve's legal counsel.
The TF2 community. The TF2 community. Makes me wanna die, makes me wanna die, makes me wanna die, makes me wanna die. The TF2 community. The TF2 community. Makes me wanna die, makes me wanna die, makes me wanna die, makes me wanna die. You don't deserve anything, you don't deserve anything. It makes me wanna die, makes me wanna die, makes me wanna die, makes me wanna die. You don't deserve anything, you don't deserve anything. It makes me wanna die, makes me wanna die, makes me wanna die, makes me wanna die.
This has come as a surprise to most of the community, as in the past these projects have been allowed to just exist without any repercussions as long as money wasn't changing hands. At least that's what the general idea was. As it turns out, that was wrong, and the impression that most people in the community are starting to receive is that Valve wasn't even really paying attention. These things just came into their periphery and they immediately started seeing the problems. On the surface, this is terrible. It seems as if Valve is going to just forget about the community and leave these projects out to die. However, if you pay attention to the community's Discord servers, it seems as if everybody is incredibly hopeful for what is going to be coming out of these changes the community is experiencing. It seems as if Valve has extended an olive branch to the community, and in an effort to make themselves look a bit better in the face of racist bots that don't seem to be going anywhere, in an email sent to an Open Fortress developer by head of Valve legal counsel, anything using the leaked 2007 Team Fortress code that actually leaked back in 2012 is not covered under the SSA because it's unreleased code. It's technically copyright infringement across the board. This is anything that is being used as a Team Fortress 2 source mod, even the ones that aren't being contacted directly or the ones named specifically in this email. We're not going to be reading out the email. We're not going to be naming names. I won't be providing a link to the email. Valve is effectively shutting down all of it. If you haven't been contacted yet, but you're developing a mod on TF base or anything that is utilizing the leaked source code, you're infringing on Valve's copyright and you should probably back off. What sucks is that there is no real avenue legally for people to be able to create their own source mods in the same vein as Half-Life 1 or 2 for Team Fortress 2. The code was never released. The SDK never existed. The only way people were able to make things like Team Fortress 2 Classic or Open Fortress was because of the leak that took place in 2012. And the fact that Valve is cracking down on it in 2021 does seem to speak volumes as to how closely they truly are paying attention to the movements of the deep Team Fortress community, one of their oldest and most successful franchises. Valve and Team Fortress 2 does not generate good optics in the public eye. Eurogamer, The Verge, a couple of other major publications have written excellent articles about the state of the game. There was a major podcast that just released about how hard it is to play a normal game of Team Fortress 2 without being swarmed by automated bots swearing at you, being homophobic or racist or just overall toxic. The only real way of enjoying the game that Valve has created, and a lot of people have put real money into, is community means. And the source mods are being cracked down on. From the outside looking in, this movement just seems to generate more bad optics for Valve in relation to how they're working with Team Fortress 2. And yeah, Valve knows that. Team Fortress 2 does not have the same kind of development team that you would expect to see out of Counter-Strike or Dota 2 or the Steam Deck. There's a handful of people working on it part-time, and part-time is a very loose phrase, and that handful of people can be as low as one from time to time. They're only really throwing in ideas if they have them for fun. Valve does not seem to care too much about the situation of bots because alleviating that problem would be a constant daily job, something they don't see value in doing. Remember, Valve works in billions of dollars, and upkeep on a community that wants to truly kill off this game no matter what is a very expensive proposition. So what do we do? Where do they go from here? In the email, head of legal counsel describes some conversations that have gone on behind the scenes after these projects were brought to the attention of those that care about Team Fortress 2. Valve wants to allow people to continue creating these things. They see immense value in a community that has continually created things for this game going on 15 years. They have stated numerous times that they are interested in creating an avenue for people to release this content on Steam, whether that be through an old school type downloadable Steam mod like Minerva Metastasis, or through the Steam Workshop built directly into Steam. The legal counsel goes into how this is all up in the air and discussions are ongoing right now. The value that could be generated by Valve doing the bare minimum and supporting an avenue for people to share their own custom content in a playable capacity is enormous. Especially for a game that is generating so much bad optics for Valve that it is a major talking point on almost every major gaming platform right now. These bots are a problem, and it's a problem that Valve has no intention of fixing anytime soon. So instead of trying to go down the route of making casual work, there is a possibility that Valve is just going to allow any of the genius community members that want to create stuff for them anyways to release it on Steam and wash their hands of it. Hopefully they follow through, because this could be huge for everyone. It's a win-win. Valve could generate significant, great, positive traction by allowing things like this to exist. And it would also generate significant player traffic for all of these different source mods that kind of have a problem with keeping a player base. Because you have to use an SVN for Open Fortress, and you have to download the builds off of Steam and install them like an old Steam mod, and make sure you're using the right version of Source 2013. It's a nightmare. If there was an official way to just click a download button and play it like any other Source game, yeah, you'd have a significantly larger player base, and Valve wouldn't be responsible for the state of those servers. Quake came out in 1996. Robin Walker and John Cook made Team Fortress in 1997, and Valve hired them in 1998. That led to Team Fortress Classic and Team Fortress 2. Robin Walker is now the director of Half-Life Alyx, and is the only reason why Valve has started making good games again. Team Fortress 2 Classic and Open Fortress are mods for Team Fortress 2. And Valve has taken them offline. Valve has a history of hiring from the modding community. Valve has a history of hiring amateur developers to create classics. The only time in their history that they created something wholly original from their own developers was Half-Life. Everything else came from modders. So let's see what they do. I'm Tyler McVicker. This isn't Valve News Network anymore, but I appreciate you watching. Have a good day. Adios.